Hello YouTubers! Finally get to meet the man behind that which is these wonderful videos that I try to bring to you guys. So, a couple things. I guess the title didn't explain everything. This is going to be the follow-up video to what was the wonderful car PC setup that I did on my M45, which we're currently inside of right now. So, for those who have always been curious, or for those who have wanted write-ups or support or any of that such, the project is long dead. It's been dead for probably the last 2.5, 3 years. There have been times where I just kind of put up with all the headaches and shortcomings of it, and I made it work. And I dealt with having to reformat and reset up mini PCs time after time because of EEPROM corruptions, or just because flat out hardware failure, which sucks. So the idea in itself would have been great if I could have had an Android build that was updated and would also have touchscreen support, because that was the biggest issue upon upgrading hardware, is finding out manufacturers were ripping apart Android builds and not leaving stuff that was native to Android. So thank wonderful Google and their wonderful Google TV platform that replaced everything, because that is essentially what killed this project. So I'm going to give you a quick whirl, show you what's currently going on, since I had some stuff parked in my car, and I'll follow this up with another, probably edited to this one video, showing you how everything works and how seamless and how great it actually functions, because the setup that I've been using for a while now actually works real well. You can also see a wonderful snippet into the, I'm not going to say rat's nest, but wonderful world of my own car of stuff that I've done, of time after time after time of adding stuff in. So let's take a little spin. So, as most of you guys are familiar with the M45 dash, you know how this normally sits. We have the whole main piece here with our wonderful monitor sitting like so. So, don't mind the wonderful odd screen right now. Comments of everything that are in and apart right now. So, going through everything, the monitor, for those of you guys who don't know or haven't found one, made by a company called Chalkboard Electronics, ordered out of Japan or China, Korea, somewhere in the Orient. Part of one of the biggest issues I had doing the mini PC setup was the fact that I had to trim and shave glass. And that is not only dangerous, but also led to the glass chipping away and cracking in both corners, and cracks that are behind the screen protector that gave me the factory look finish by having a matte style screen protector. So, great idea trimming glass, however, not practical in an automotive environment or when panels flex when you take them on and off, because eventually you crack glass. So, leading into the pit of doom for everything that is in here. Many are probably wondering, what on earth? I expect better. Well, there's a lot you don't also see stacked up behind the actual main monitor control unit from the factory, which is the factory OEM part. Tied up behind there, which you're not going to be able to see in because no camera's going to get in and see it too well. There is the original car's TPMS board and the arcade RGBS video converter that transmits all my factory signals into something usable. Anybody that has Infiniti, Lexus, Toyota, Nissan, number of other platforms all use basic RGBS. That's why a lot of cars, when they offered the basic camera interface, it got in between the nav side on the RGBS wires. If your car has it, if you know how to read tech diagrams, odds are you can break out the factory signal, go to another monitor. This is also, I have done the other radios with doing like the Kenwoods or other such, and fed factory into them. So, universal Bluetooth module that I just actually did the other day. Nice because I got in between where I did my tape deck mod, and it's nice because it's auto switching, so anytime the signal comes or goes away, it switches by default. But my main setup now that I've been running, wonderful good old Chromecast room, though let's get that right. I'm sure many of you many of you guys out there, I'm sure, have seen Chromecast, have used it, or have had the experience in some way, shape, and or form. If you have an iPhone, I understand Chromecast kind of sucks. Nothing I can do about how it works. I have an iPhone that I use for working and testing, and yeah, the experience was god-awful. So, streaming audio and video with Chromecast when you have an Android device, so effortlessly. But you may be thinking, how do you do it in a car? Because Chromecast, you have to have a wired internet connection. And you're right. TP-Link AC mini router, and it's Cricket branded, but I do believe it's a Huawei LTE stick with the external antenna. And in my own car, Actually just kind of stuck it up for testing purposes. That's kind of where it stayed for having the actual 4G LTE antenna, which is kind of nice. With this setup and with my service being T-Mobile, it took a few tries to get the right provisioning, but with the right provisioning, you have lightning fast LTE in the car, just as fast as it is on my phone. So if I'm getting, you know, 50 down and 30 up on my phone, I see 50 down and 30 up on that setup, which is awesome. No extra drivers were needed. That use a USB stick plugged right into the USB port on the mini router. It took a couple tries to get it set up proper, but now the car has its own Wi-Fi hotspot. I think I have a 6 gig data plan and I've yet to blow through it. And that's with streaming YouTube, casting from SoundCloud, iHeart, or a number of other things. So it's nice because I have everything up and going at all times, ready to go, which makes the setup in here, you know, pretty simple, pretty seamless. So, get this kind of back in the way, yeah. And don't worry, I hate having videos where people have everything all odd and all screwed up looking. So, still have my wonderful switching to get back over on my AV side of it. And there it is. There I have my Chromecast up, going, ready to go. And that's about as far as this is going to go. I'm going to get another video up showing the actual demonstration of it all working. The beauty of it all too, with all my switching and everything, still have the backup camera set up that switches and does that nice and effortlessly, and does not interrupt anything of what's playing music wise, other than if you're on Chromecast. In between, anytime I switch HDMI source, it always mutes the audio for a couple seconds, just part of how HDMI operates. So if you are planning on doing something of this nature, there are a couple caveats to it, but having the audio go away when you're going in reverse for a couple seconds is not the worst thing in the world. Keeps your eyes on the cars behind you, and it makes for a safer driving experience. Anyways, that's about it for now. We'll get the rest of this with the full demo showing stuff working here shortly.